It's done and dusted. It's all over. The first test match.
Congratulations, we have a weekend.
We have a weekend.
And 1.5 sessions.
Oh.
That's all you needed to bowl the West Indies out. Even if you had declared a 200-run lead, you still won by innings and 70.
Yeah,
We
fair.
also knew that. Everyone knew that. Nobody said that West Indies would have got, but I said at that time, generally you would get 350. You know, that's conventional. Why give any chance? At that time also, if you remember, go back and see the tape. We had said that we know that 150 is par total for this West Indies team. They've got below par now.
Below par.
Yeah, but...
And I did not...
You are partly vindicated. We are not revisiting your thought.
No, but he's
That's
not
fine.
vindicated. He's got a lot of things wrong. He picked Virat to get 100. And when
But
we were
that's
sitting,
fine. That was a pretty
we were
easy-
sitting here just for the tea time show,
We were
I
saying-
asked you guys,
Yeah,
the game finished today?
I said no.
that-
They couldn't finish today. Yes.
That I think we were all on the same page, weren't we?
Obviously. I didn't answer only that question.
I should have done that. Not answer.
Nobody asked me, so I didn't answer. But if you had asked me, I would have said, yeah, it's going to be...
Would have. But although day one I had predicted it might be 3 days.
But when India were batting, I was like, nahin, 4 days to chala jayega. Sitting first session of 4th day. That's what everyone thought.
That's what everyone thought.
But I mean, like, we'll analyze the game, guys, but bear with us. What is this West Indies team? I mean, seriously, this batting performance was a joke.
Consider this. 2 innings, they did not even get past Yashasvi Jaiswal's individual highest score.
No, combined they did.
Combined they did, but
Respectively.
Respectively.
Yeah, respectively.
No, or you could put it this way, that India's opening partnership was more than the runs that the entire West Indies batting order scored over 2 innings.
Yes.
How many they were? 260?
What two?
No, across 2 innings.
The total is 280.
280.
For the
No,
West
so then
Indies.
it's more than their opening.
Yeah.
229 was the opening
Yeah, more
partnership.
But their combined total, Jaiswal and Rohit,
Were 274.
So
they've
then
got
the
more.
openers.
We are clutching on.
So the Indian openers got more runs in this test match than the
West Indies is 20 wickets.
20 wickets.
That's the way to put
No,
it.
but answer the question. What is this West Indies team? Any one of you have an answer? Please send us in the comment section. The best answer we'll reward. For me,
Wait.
it's joke.
Nothing more to add.
In the words of
MS
Dhoni.
Dhoni.
Nothing more to add. What is this West Indies batting?
A tragedy. If not a joke, it's a tragedy.
Tell me adjective quickly.
A team in transition, I'll be kind.
Hey, Indian team is
Easily.
also going to be going through a transition.
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
Come on, yeah. This team, I mean, you can't bat like 2 sessions.
Exactly. 2 sessions. And that too, not even full 2 sessions. 1.5 sessions.
And that too, this is not the wicket that you sometimes get in Indore or in Chennai you got, or in Ahmedabad you got. Not the last test match.
If I am not mistaken, both innings did not last 2 sessions. Even the first innings, I think 1.5 sessions. Even here, 1.5 sessions.
You're right. You're right.
Just look at that batting order. 7, 7, 11, 5, 28. The only...
Highest score.
The debutant was the highest in both
The innings.
And that 28 looked good. Having said that, he also was lucky. One of his catch was dropped by Jaiswal. So Ashwin bowled, Jaiswal fumbled, dropped it. Tough catch always, but fumbled and dropped it at short leg. After that, when Athenas was out, it was similar combination. Ashwin bowling and Jaiswal caught it. That's why Jaiswal celebrated. If anyone thought that he's celebrating because big wicket, no. He was just happy because...
It was a good sharp catch.
Yeah, also because he
Redemption.
had dropped him.
Yeah.
Redemption didn't allow him to get those many runs. So he looked the best of the lot. And Joshua De Silva 13. Holder, you expect, I think, the best batter that lineup. And then 13, 4, 0, 18. I mean, seriously, this is
24 easy points in the first series of your new World Test Championship cycle.
That's fine. India won't just be the only team to accumulate these points.
I mean, whoever plays
everyone
the West Indies,
playing against the West Indies, this West Indies,
except England, who somehow don't manage to do well against the West Indies. Somehow they have conspired. No, we won't do well against them. So 150, 130.
No, but I think
it was every single wicket that fell. Wasn't there a sense of inevitability that it was going to happen?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
There was no assurance.
Every ball it looked like there'd be a wicket. It was like a case of surviving. With credit to both Ashwin and Jadeja. I think it was more than a contest between bat and ball. I think it was a contest between Ashwin and Jadeja. Like, who's going to get more wickets? Ashwin.
Who gets to 5 first?
Yeah, I came out on top. It looked like he was unplayable and most of the time that he was bowling. I mean, they were just surviving.
Yep.
It was just a matter of time in these kind of conditions. And I think apart from the pitch, which was of course aiding the spinners, I think in terms of quality also, this bowling lineup was too good for the quality of batting that was on this.
Exactly.
SP Roy says this is a joke. From Richards, Haynes, Lloyd, the 3 Ws of Barbados, absolutely. I've been to the memorial that they've set up for the 3 Ws in Barbados. I was lucky enough to go and visit that. I mean, not only that is an island of Sir Garfield Sobers, the 3 Ws, right? I mean, what have you? So
that is called Bajan country, right?
Bajan, yeah.
That is Bajan. Not Jamaica, only Barbados in that area is called Bajan.
So, yeah, people from Barbados are called Bajans.
Bajans.
Yeah. You know, famous person from Barbados, non-cricketer?
No.
Rihanna.
Oh, yes. Rihanna. Oh, yes. I thought she was from Jamaica. No, she's from
Rihanna.
Barbados.
She's from Barbados. Yes.
He's
She's a proud Bajan.
Bajan, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, country like Barbados, that's what, I mean, so he says, horrific to say the least. Do you feel test status could be a threat in 4 years? Yeah, I mean, forget test status, yeah, at least one thing they were proud of was white ball cricket. They don't qualify for the main draw of the T20 World Cup, losing the qualifiers.
Yeah. They're not even there in the main World Cup this time.
I mean, what is happening to West Indies cricket? I think something, we've discussed that for a long time, but something seriously really needs to be done. If it's not now, I mean, they tried the little bit. I think Brian Lara spent some time with the team recently, about 15-20 days, guiding them, but that's not going to help. I think the problem is that those steps you could still take, have a mentor, do it. But I think the problem is that not enough kids are playing cricket. Not enough people are interested in cricket, and you can see that by the number of people that turn up to the grounds. Today is slightly better attendance because it being a weekend, starting of the weekend.
Yeah.
At least some people came, but I'm saying from the time of 10-20,000 people packed in a ground during a test match, full house, to almost empty grounds now wherever they play, whoever they play. So it's just a reflection of not too many people are taking to cricket.
And your feeder system, whatever is there, your first class system in the West Indies, it's broken.
But that's what I'm saying. If kids are not playing cricket, if kids are not interested, then how will there be enough talent to play first class cricket? How will there be then first class cricket on competition? There are many problems. I think
problems galore.
We can talk till the cows come home and we still won't find a solution as to what needs to be done. But again, this is not what you want to see.
Every day. Remember, Nikhil used to reminisce about it. You also had some memories. I also had some memories about West Indies greats. And whenever we used to talk about them, it brought a smile on our faces. Now, imagine from that Everestian high, you've come down to this now, where you're saying there is an inevitability about the fact that bowlers can get them out very, very cheaply. And in the case of India, there is a reason. India has been able to exploit the West Indies' weaknesses far more clinically, and Australia and South Africa for that matter, than any nation.
No, but that's also aided by the fact that West Indies give them the perfect. I was seeing a few social media comments, very few people who are interested in cricket in the West Indies, and I was seeing their comments. And they were very agreed with the fact that out of all the teams that come here, you give India the perfect spin-friendly conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just aided by that fact. I mean, that also we've spoken many times. Just defies logic. Just defies logic.
Even though it might appear that their effort in the second innings was much worse than the first, I think they were still more guilty in the first innings than in the second, because one, the conditions weren't as testing as they were, let's say, on day 3. Day 1, there were just some very bad shots over there from the top order. This time around in second inning, not a lot of bad shots. It's just very good bowling, I would say, from the 2 spin operators of India. But first innings, they gave their wickets away.
Because I'm saying that's not the quality. Na? When Virat Kohli plays a bad shot, you know that this guy can play for very long. And why did he play that shot in Test? He has that quality. Cheteshwar Pujara plays that bad shot. Here there's no expectation. I frankly had no expectation. And let's look at the positive. Let's talk about India here.
Is there a poll we can have for our
West Indies? Forget it. It's a waste of time. You have a poll on India, we will have it.
Chalo, a poll on India.
Who's the man of
the match? Let's see.
So that though will come now.
No, but let's.
We can have it amongst us.
Exactly. For me, it's Ashwin.
Yashasvi.
Tough one for me, but I will give it to Yashasvi for few reasons. One, I mean, not the best batting conditions, great bowling conditions, especially with spin bowlers. So, that advantage. And guys playing his first Test match.
Yeah.
You got to take that into account. Head and shoulders above everyone else. So I'd give it to Yashasvi.
Yep.
Make it a moment for him to remember. Ashwin Anda has won many man of the match, and he'll continue to win many.
Yeah.
Today he equaled the record, I think, of most 10 wickets in a Test match. He equaled Anil Kumble's Indian record. Indian record. But I think he's still number 5 in the list of most 10 wickets all overall. But
5 wicket hauls, number 34.
34th. Yeah. 5th wicket haul.
34th, na?
34th.
Yeah. He's 2 behind Vaughan.
2 behind. And
he is 33 behind Murli.
67.
67 5 wicket hauls and
happening.
22 10 wicket hauls.
That ain't happening.
No. He's untouchable.
I think just like Bradman's 99 to 94, I think 800 Test wickets might never be broken.
And
possible.
200 Test matches also.
Yeah.
That also in today's day and age.
If Anderson plays, because he's only 18 away, if he plays 1 or 2 more years, maybe.
Yeah, but it can only be that generation.
Yeah.
I'm saying from going forward, you won't have those many Test matches. Also, these players are now playing all formats, not easy.
Not easy, yes.
For them to play all. So I guess now 200 Test matches will be tough. Anderson maybe. But also I consider him part of that generation, right? So
200 Test matches for 15,921. Again, those are untouchable
800
numbers.
Test wickets, 534 ODI wickets might never be broken. Because even ODIs are fading away into irrelevance. Remember that. It's having a big fight for survival. Maybe as the MCC had stated, we'll only keep ODIs in a World Cup. So you get that less chances. 534, the next best, maybe 250, 230.
Yeah, because all those records that we're talking about came before T20 was.
Cricket was.
Yeah, now all the records, it'll divide time also and energy and fitness, all of that over T20. So, of course, T20 records would be made, but you won't really challenge ODI and Test records. Let's answer a few questions. Singularity from UK. It says, why isn't Ashwin captaincy material? I think that ship has sailed because now I don't think you look at him as captain. You could have earlier, I do not deny that. Could have earlier, but now if you're going to transition, then you will look at a younger captain only. I mean, there's no point.
And maybe a bowler being a...
Also previously
captain.
as well.
Kumble has been.
Yeah, now Cummins has, but again, generally, how many bowlers have been the captain?
And also the generational debate, let's say let's say for Dinesh Karthik, his only fault was he was competing with the Dhoni. So with Ashwin, he was competing with somebody like a Virat who was on the peak of his powers for 3, 4, 5 years.
Saying that, let's say after Virat or Rohit or even now when you're looking at Rahane, I think that's the larger point. So not so much competition, but I think the one other thing that just goes against him is like, a lot of times overseas you don't play 2 spinners. And there could be certain areas where you generally wouldn't play an Ashwin and you'd play it. So you have to be 100% certainty also, right? Which is why they went with a bowler, if you remember, they went with a Bumrah. Because no matter what the conditions had, and this is Bumrah before the injury, so you expected him to play every game. So I think, but destiny had something else in plan. But I think that's the one. But also, if you remember, Ashwin did captain in the IPL. That
Yeah.
didn't go according to plan. So,
Punjab
so
Kings even.
again, sometimes, and again, I'm not passing a judgment. Sometimes you can be a great reader of the game, which Ashwin is, by the way. Doesn't necessarily translate into you becoming a great captain.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be a captain for us to celebrate him. He's an outstanding bowler. We enjoy his craft as we enjoyed it today.
Yeah.
Potentially your last maybe generation of quality of spinners. Because after Ashwin, Jadeja, who's there?
Off spinner.
Off spinner. I
We
mean,
don't know who comes up.
because even if you look at the likes of Shams Mulani, he's toiling away in the domestic circuit, but whether he'll get a chance in the Indian team,
You don't know?
We don't know.
because
Ritik Shokeen,
Hrithik
somebody
Shokeen,
might come
yeah.
in. Who knows? Who knows?
He'll have to stop taking up fights, by the way, with his friends.
No, that's he's playing for Mumbai Indians. Franchise. Shubham is asking or saying, salute to your dedication. I mean, no salute, yeah. Why do you have to salute us? It's our job. We'll love it, yeah. We're not doing anything special.
Yep.
But thank you for joining us. But he says, Joko looked in his elements and another spectacular stuff. What do you think is the difference between Rafa, Joko and the next generation? Well, I mean, too early to call what the next generation would look like. Now, who knows who could be the future. But it's such a rare thing to have happened that three of the greatest to have played at one time against each other. That's incredible. And there's nothing to say that the next generation can't do it. I do see glimpses of a great coming up in Alcaraz. I genuinely do. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I do
Medvedev as
see-
well.
Huh?
Medvedev
as well, but you know that's something else, that's something extra that a Nadal had, or
in
Joko
the
had.
past eras, you would get excited, okay, maybe Connors, Bog, McEnroe, Agassi, Sampras. Looking at them, you felt that, wow.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Becker.
when you're seeing them at the start, Becker was that one. You know,
Yeah.
like as a young kid, oh, he was. But you know what? I mean, just in terms of sometime not really gauging of who knows who becomes what. Because Djokovic, the first few years was okay.
Yeah.
He would reach finals and easily
Yeah.
lose, and I considered him pretty weak, and I'd be like, he'd just be one of the many who'd come and play a few finals here and there and then just disappear. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Until, something just clicked and he
I
was
will
a
remember
different person.
Djokovic for this one term, gluten free. You remember he had to avoid gluten, and that ensured that his fitness went to a next level altogether.
And there was one which he became gluten free, which he says that a lot of strength came into him and fitness became better. The other, he then adapted something called that oxygen mask training, something which has now become very normal, very high altitude training or something that he took to. And now you see a lot of people doing it. Virat did it at the Asia Cup. We did a video also. if you
Yes.
remember. Now it's become common, but he did that and it kind of helped his fitness. So as soon as that happened, but he also changed a lot mentally.
Yeah.
Exactly, mental toughness. With him, that is something that you talk about mental fitness or mental toughness rather. Talk about the Kohlis also. You talk about Ronaldo's, but I think he's also right up there in terms of mental toughness.
Also, I think
you see, if I want to
number
rate the
one.
Fab 3 as far as mental toughness concerned, Djokovic 1, Nadal 2, Federer 3.
maybe he's right.
I think I agree with the order there.
We'll have to go.
Because when Federer was mentally shot, the errors were glaring. But with Nadal and Djokovic, it was like...
Statistically only, the number of unforced errors for Federer would just increase manifold the day he was shot on confidence.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't give it away.
And that's why you see Nadal and Djokovic's head-to-head is so similar.
Yeah.
Because they both know how
They're
to
quite
counter pressure.
similar also.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Attritional style of play. But of course, Nadal, that injury, he had to bring upon that injury in order to counter the mastery of Federer. That was how peak brilliance Federer was. Although in contests, many people say, oh, in Federer, Nadal, I always like Nadal. In Federer, Djokovic, I always like Djokovic. But that doesn't mean I hated Federer. He was an artist, unparalleled.
It's not humanly possible to hate Federer. Yeah.
Gem of a guy and
You can't.
gem of a guy.
It's like it's not possible to hate Sachin. You may like somebody else.
Yeah.
You could be a Ponting fan, Lara fan, Dravid, whatever. But you would never find anyone saying I hate Sachin.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Roy SP says, from India's point of view, in case Jaydev doesn't get much success next test match, do you see him in the plane to South Africa? Arshdeep could be given the red cherry, or Mukesh or Umran. Arshdeep, I would like to see it. He was playing county cricket as well, but now you're not even picking him in ODI cricket, so I don't know what they think of it. That's fine.
Did decently for Kent.
But today, for example, Jaydev got few overs to bowl. Nothing.
3 overs.
But Shardul didn't even get that. No batting. He's saying no batting, no bowling.
bowling. And one more perplexing thing.
Did he say that?
Anurag, can you open the scorecard? I just want to see the India innings.
If he said that, that'd be the most entertaining thing. By the way, guys, before I forget, the most entertaining thing today was, after India got out, the most entertaining thing was Virat Kohli on the field with his dances, his mimicry, his action, his on the stump mic. There's one thing I picked up where he was telling Ashwin, Angare dala, Angare, ball nahi Angare, something like that.
And there was some goofy he was doing with Ishan.
Acting. He was mimicking someone. I was mimicking someone.
Yeah.
Then he did a dance also. They were playing some music, he did it.
He's a good dancer.
Then he was acting something lying down like this. Some acting he was doing.
Entertainer.
Hilarious.
He is, that indicates he's very relaxed. He is not bothered about milestones.
No, but he was always a character.
Yeah.
Always a character.
No, but then we
Can you increase the audio a bit also, Anurag? It's okay, little bit, so that you can hear it.
Yeah. I thought
he
in
was
his captaincy I couldn't see that. He was animated, but
no,
not
but he would
this.
do, he'd do this dance, this, that.
I remember the 2013 Champions Trophy final dance. I mean, he did the
Anurag, keep listening and telling us. Go close. Yeah. No, his dance, if you remember, he went on that Kapil Sharma show. His
mimicry of
fantastic.
Ishant, I remember his mimicry. Dude, what mimicry that was.
The first time he came or the second time?
I think the only time that he went, he was wearing a black blazer, I remember.
Was Sherry sir there at that time?
Yeah.
Because then he was saying सबसे ज़्यादा मतलब who फेंकता कौन है?
Jadeja. When he narrated that
buildings are coming close.
He said Jadeja बहुत फेंकता है. एक उसने कहा कि कोई बिल्डिंग है, 2 पास आ रही है, तो क्या
चावल के दाने
के बराबर. हाँ.
And then he said एक कोई महाराजा का कुछ
घोड़ा
वो कभी उसका एक पैर ऊपर होता है, अगली बार जाओ तो दूसरा पैर. पेंटिंग.
सबसे ज्यादा सोता कौन है? He said Rohit
Sharma.
That
I think it was on that show only that he said bhulta kaun hai? Rohit Sharma. I think that is
he forgets his iPad.
Documented now. He forgets his passport, his iPad, his phone.
Yeah. Can we see a few more questions, Anurag, please? So, by the way, Rohit Sharma is talking about Yashasvi Jaiswal. He played a role in Yashasvi. Because Yashasvi mentioned that he kept talking to him. Yeah. And the one thing that he told Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rohit, was that always feel that you belong here. Huh? You are made for this level. Don't ever feel that this is a level above you. So
exactly.
Don't.
So Harsh Khatri, Nikhil cannot start following any other Premier League club now because he started wearing Manchester United colours now.
Who's saying that?
And he was very happy.
Who's saying that?
Harsh Khatri wants you to follow Arsenal.
Harsh, can I tell you? I used to like the Arsenal of Thierry Henry, of Patrick Vieira,
Bergkamp,
of Dennis Bergkamp,
Perez,
Robert Perez. I used to like that Arsenal. I was not a fan, but because I never supported an English Premier League club. Yeah. I should like it. Before that, I should like the Chelsea team. Before the Abramovich era, which was Damien Duff. There was Zola.
Gianfranco Zola.
There was Good Johnson.
Good Johnson. Yeah.
So that Chelsea team I used to really like. I used to follow them.
There's also a Chelsea.
Swedish, right? Good Johnson.
Yeah. So I still like that Chelsea team, and then I used to enjoy watching Arsenal as well. But I was always a La Liga fan. I used
to love Dennis Bergkamp.
Bergkamp was.
Because he and I share one thing very much in common.
Fear of flying. But you still take flights, huh?
No.
Don't take flights at all?
I have not taken a flight for 5 years now.
How did? But that's okay. But
Mumbai, I went by train.
Sri Lanka, how did you go?
That too. I decided I will take one sleeping pill and I'll sleep off. I'm very, very scared of flying.
Your friends in Sri Lanka didn't send a cruise for you?
No. I had to go to Rameshwaram, take a boat and go to Jaffna. That was not the case. But I'm very scared of flying. Give me a chance, I'll go by train, I'll bear it. But flights scare the hell out of me. I mean, I go white-handed. I mean, my grip is so tight in those seats when there is a bit of even slight turbulence. Because what happened was in 2009, I had read about that Air France disaster, 447.
Yeah.
The way how it fell and the way how
Why
it was.
the Malaysian Airlines also happened before you took the Sri Lankan flight?
Yeah, but no, that we don't know what happened to Malaysia
MH370.
Airlines. We don't know what happened to Malaysia, but I read and the graphic details of
But the other one you knew, the one that got shot down, there were two.
in that Ukraine one. Yeah,
Both happened back to back.
Yeah, it happened.
So
Those three things I read. But Air France 447 really shook me. Middle of the night, storm, you crash in the middle of the Atlantic. And that too,
that could
35.
have happened to MH370.
Yeah, 35,000 feet down to the ocean, just 4 minutes. Scary. And the way how it would have been like, it's banking, buffeting, trembling.
Terrible, terrible.
Tragic.
Okay. Nitesh wants somebody to check his mind. We will check it.
Please
Thank you.
check your mind. Okay.
Oh no, I think that.
Our family members themselves are fighting. That too at 3 in the morning. Dedication.
Shivam is saying Deepak Chair not picked for Asian Games. That's because Deepak is nursing an injury right now. So he's not available. He's still, once again, not fit. So he's not there. Anurag, what all did Rohit say?
When he was asked about the conditions that you don't get such conditions in other touring countries, so he said we are not bothered about the conditions because you need to be mentally prepared irrespective.
Why will he be bothered about this condition? He'll be happy about this.
No, but irrespective, he doesn't care about that.
He's happy now.
Yeah.
As a captain.
Sone
he
pe
would be happy.
suhaga ho gaya.
Exactly. Conditions, so he would be complaining if conditions weren't suiting him. This he would have taken.
About the declaration, he said that we had that in mind that we'll just play a few overs post the session, post the session starts, and we had that in mind that we'll play a few overs and then we'll declare.
Acha, so they had predetermined the time, not so much the runs. That's good.
Any mention about Virat Kohli there?
I mean, I didn't understand one thing.
So which means if he had made up his mind, even if Virat was batting, but I think by that time he would have got his 100 if he had been
But
batting.
why did Ishan Kishan come out to his 20 balls, get 1 run and then after that suddenly declare?
No, because he's saying, Rohit, that they had decided the time of the day that they're going to declare, because again, they must have thought that we'll declare at this time, irrespective of the runs that we've got, because that is enough for us to get those 10 West Indian wickets.
Wrong.
And then we can have 2 extra days. We don't have to come back on day 4 and play. And we can have 2 extra days, and by your logic of that short gap.
That's why all this you are wrong. They were listening to Sports Today. The Indian team management was listening to Sports Today, I'm telling you. That's why they planned all this.
So they were listening to Sports Today to find out that they can get 2 extra days.
Yes.
Like they didn't think of it themselves. They had to listen to us to think like that.
The rest of the people here were thinking,
you came up with this physics formula which only a scientist could think of. That 2 extra days we'll have rest.
I'd said it on day 1.
But you had said something which even they knew, na?
I don't think so. They were listening to Sports
It's
Today.
not quantum physics, some formula that you came up with which they couldn't figure out. Of course they knew. So basically they had planned. Now what he's saying is that we had to declare at such and such time because they were confident, like whatever, a session and a half is enough for us to get all of the 10 West Indian wickets, which means we don't have to come back on a Saturday, on a Sunday, put our feet up, relax for 2 extra days, then get to practice, and then the gap also for next test matching. Or maybe they wanted to see the Wimbledon final without any.
Of course.
Because if they had been playing till Sunday, both the women's and the men's, Saturday women's final and Sunday, then it happened at the same time while they were playing. No?
Yes. Off the record, did you
So
ask
they said-
Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma when you met them who's their favorite tennis player? Virat is, I think he's a
I have
Federer.
not.
Federer fan. I think Virat.
I have spoken to Sachin about a lot of things.
Yeah, he's
of
a
other
Sachin's
sports.
Federer
He's a
fan.
Federer fan.
Yeah.
And no, I've spoken to him about Formula One also. In
Schumacher.
fact, you wouldn't believe, like when we used to be on tours, a lot of tours previously, and if I bumped into Sachin or whatever, he would ask me like so in some country, and if I met him at the airport or whatever, he'd ask, यहाँ पे कहाँ पे आएगा F1 का, which
F1.
channel can,
Yes,
so I
yes.
would tell him that I'll check, which channel or whatever. Or if he's missed a qualifying, he didn't ask me what happened in qualifying. So I tell him this happened, he's taken pole, acha, okay. So
He was a big Michael Schumacher fan.
he was a big F1 fan. Yeah, he was a Schumacher fan, of
Schumacher
course.
fan.
He was a Ferrari fan. But he was just he was a tennis fan much before Federer. He was a
I think he
McEnroe
was,
fan.
not Bog.
McEnroe.
No, McEnroe.
McEnroe.
In fact, he, as a kid, Sachin as a kid, used to be called McEnroe. He used to walk around wearing a bandana, and if you remember, he had
yes.
curly hair. So
Curly
you see
hair.
some of his very old pictures, you'll see a headband
Yeah.
with his curly hair. He looked like McEnroe. So he became a McEnroe
I
fan.
don't know what was it about McEnroe. Even Anand is a big fan of McEnroe.
McEnroe, yeah.
Whether was it his personality or
Or maybe Sachin, because what sometimes starts off as others calling him McEnroe
Yeah.
because he had that curly hair, and
And
so then
bang.
you develop an affiliation to that guy.
Yeah.
Acha, I kind of look at him, and then you start following him.
Yep.
So he's a McEnroe fan.
Rohit, does he follow tennis?
No, Rohit's a football fan.
Ah.
So I've had conversations.
Chelsea, no?
No, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, yeah.
So I've had conversations with him on football with Rohit Sharma, and we've spoken generally about the season, what has happened in Madrid, because I follow mostly La Liga.
La
so,
Liga, yes.
So he follows that. He's a Madrid fan, and he was telling me once that he also plays fantasy football. And amongst his circle of friends,
Yeah.
and the same circle of friends are the ones that he's from Borivali, I think.
Borivali,
So there is set of Borivali, the old friends which he must be playing much before he became an international cricketer. He still plays that
Wow.
Fantasy
with them. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's a big football fan. Can we go down, Anurag?
Shubman is a Chelsea fan.
Shubman, maybe. Okay, Pratik Mandal says, Nikhil, sir, Rohit is the best test batsman in recent times. I hope he will lift the WTC trophy in 2025. Pratik, I agree with you. He has been India's best test batsman in the last 2-3 years. Without doubt.
Yep.
Absolutely agree. In fact, we've said this on Sports Today multiple times.
Yes.
I agree with you. Will he lift the WTC trophy in 2025? I don't know. I think a lot will depend. His captaincy future depends. I know different formats, but depends on what happens at the World Cup as well. So
Yeah.
and also, see, he himself will take a call based on his fitness, whether he can then, really take on the rigors of Test cricket, which isn't easy.
Because in 2025 he'll be 38. So that's
Exactly.
why. But that's not to say that he should go. I mean, a sportsman should retire when he feels that he's not able to
I'm saying if
contribute.
he's physically fit, if
Yeah.
he's contributing, he should.
He should.
He
But
should.
I'm
He
saying
should,
it'll all be, and maybe then he can give up on maybe he gives up on ODI cricket, which anyway is going to reduce. But then T20, he won't be playing. But does that mean, IPL, will he be playing? We don't know. But yeah, let's say he gives up ODI after the World Cup, and if he's not in the scheme of things for T20, then that can actually help Rohit play Test cricket.
Correct.
For a year or two, and then captain India for 2025. Possible. Quite possible.
Yep.
Abhinav Chatterjee is saying is now with F1 TV live, this is so much better. Hotstar was pathetic.
I don't agree. The quality of the commentating.
But Hotstar didn't have their own commentary anyway.
Yeah.
So they
it
would
was
just
anyways
pick up
Yeah.
from Sky because sister concern.
Yep.
They were just picking up the commentary from there. There was a time when Star used to have their own commentary.
Yeah. From Singapore, I guess.
Yes.
Steve Slater.
Steve Slater and Chris Goodwin.
Chris Goodwin. Yeah.
Fantastic commentators. Chris Goodwin was very good. In fact, I met him.
Wow.
And I told him I was a huge fan because watching Formula One, and
He was a McLaren test driver.
for a brief
Yeah.
period he was,
Chris Goodwin.
but not really like the third test driver that a team has.
Yeah.
They have multiple test drivers
Yes.
also. So he did that. And in fact, their programming, they used to have something called the checkered flag. I think
The
that
checkered
was the
flag,
name of
yes,
the
yes.
program. 1 hour program, pre and post, fantastic production.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant TV.
Yep.
great content they would produce. I mean, unfortunately for today's generation, they don't get to see it. But that was a lovely.
But yeah, I mean, in brief period, David Croft as a commentator was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like F1 TV. I like the world feed better because that's where I get to hear David Croft, Crofty.
Yep. Varun Parvataneni wants to know, can Ashwin come close to Kumble's 953?
No.
Ain't happening.
Even I agree. Varun, not happening.
Not happening. SD Roy is saying Kohli is a Djokovic fan.
I'm not
Is he?
sure.
I'm also not sure. I haven't heard.
He is
it.
a tennis fan. He's been spotted at the Wimbledon.
Yeah, he's met Federer a lot of times in Australia and in Wimbledon.
MS is, I think MS went to Wimbledon last year.
Yeah, but I also don't know whether, I know what football players they like. For example, MS is a Manchester United fan.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
And he was a big Ronaldo fan at one point.
Yeah.
I know that Kohli is a Ronaldo fan.
Yeah.
I did an interview with Virat about 2-3 years ago where I asked
We've seen
him,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, where I asked him about
It was then only that the first time the world got to know about his liking for Cristiano Ronaldo.
and he explained why.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah.
He explained that he was very interesting where he says it's not that because mostly Ronaldo and Messi fans keep fighting. If one likes the other, they say. So it's not that I don't like Messi. He said, but I relate to Ronaldo because he works hard. He worked hard. He was not
the
talented.
grind,
He worked hard to be where he is. And he said, I'm similar. I'm not that gifted. And I worked hard. He said, and in that interview, AB de Villiers is sitting next to him. And he says, this guy is Messi because he's gifted with such talent, which I'm not. And so Messi is like that. He's been gifted with a lot of talent anyway. I'm like Ronaldo, who's had to work hard at his craft on fitness and.
I think there was this one time he also mentioned about that Atletico game as well. When Ronaldo was with Juventus and they were trailing 2-0, so Ronaldo had said, wait for it, and he signaled 5 as well to the fans who were, booing him. Next game comes, scores a iconic hat trick and takes Juventus through. So he mentioned, Virat while mentioning about this episode said, look at the confidence in the man for big stage. That's the kind of belief he had, and he knew he would put in that kind of hard work the next day. Somebody like a Luka Modric also speaks highly of Ronaldo for that very reason, let's say. It's work ethic. It's his work ethic that takes him someplace else.
By the way, Anurag has picked out a quote of Virat because somebody said he's a Djokovic fan. In fact, he said in an interview that he is Roger Federer's fan. He says Roger Federer is my ultimate favorite. When he plays, it's so beautiful. He has a family now. Priority is set. He takes time out for the game without worrying about opinions and criticism of people. And then he comes in and wins Grand Slam at 36. He's defying all the logic, and that's something I totally love. So at one point, Virat did say that. So,
but
can
imagine,
we
were just talking about the golden generation when it came to tennis, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. But in football, Messi and Ronaldo graced us together in one generation. Tennis and football were really, really blessed, and the generation who grew up in this generation have to be really blessed in that sense.
Okay, Vrushab says that Sony and Jio have given good commentators and Star because Star has the worst. Okay, come on.
Nahin, Vrushab, too harsh.
Yeah, and also let's not take names.
Exactly.
That's Harsh Khatri feels that Rohit can easily play 2 more years. He's a class act. He's been missing Bumrah in his team. The criticism of his captaincy is unfair. But Harsh, I think Rohit the batsman can definitely play that. But I do not agree with you that the criticism of his captaincy is unfair because he did make a few blunders. Okay. It happened at the T20 World Cup. It happened at the WTC
as well.
And you got to call a spade a spade. Even I like Rohit a lot. Right. I like Rohit the batsman. But and I was a big fan of his captaincy as well. But if he's made mistakes, you got to really, point that out. That's our job. And we did that with Virat Kohli as well. And if you pointed it out with Virat Kohli, I don't think any exception should be made. If Rohit didn't get things right, he should be criticized. And forget us. the great Sunil Gavaskar has spoken about it himself, saying that he expected a lot
was
from Rohit Sharma, the
disappointed.
captain. And
Yeah.
if it didn't come, well, that's, got to criticize that. Come
Yeah.
on. I mean, we can be fans and yet be objective. And as fans, we're not supposed to just like close our eyes and not hear criticism of anyone.
Yep.
At least that's how I feel. Ikpreet Singh, can you take his comment, please?
Yeah. Ikpreet Singh is saying, thank God test match is over now. Nikhil Paji can take week off today and Indian team can enjoy islands of the West Indies. Feel sorry for them. Need to import some players from India. STPL teams are better. Well, one is holding the bat at this point in time, but he has to work on his fitness. Purple cap winner in STPL season 2. Nikhil obviously is the talisman of the blue team.
There's, by the
Doesn't matter,
way,
we lost.
there's a team in the tournament also that's been announced on our other platform.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. There's a team in the tournament as well.
Lovely.
I didn't know.
Dex is saying James Allen's the best ever F1 commentator. Maybe, but I would go for Murray Walker. Murray Walker in the 90s, he would have a typical enthusiastic way of calling out the drivers and the pit stops. And I remember once David Coulthard, he was leading in his debut race. David Coulthard, he came to the pits, he crashed, and then the roar that he had in the commentary, oh, David Coulthard crashed into the pit lane, and this is unbelievable. So Murray Walker for me, Dex.
Okay, on that note, can we call it a night?
Yeah, let's call it a morning. It's
Yeah.
3:30 a.m.
Thank you for your company for this test match, guys. I hope you enjoyed our coverage. We'll be back for the next test match, a 6-day gap. By the way, also looking forward to the Ashes test. We'll
Which is in 4 days' time.
We'll have continuous coverage of that as well, isn't it? Meanwhile, there are a few videos already up about the team selection, various other news that is coming in from the Duleep Trophy, as well as the
India emerging.
Asia
Cup.
All of that.
And
Check all of
also
that.
another golden day in the Asian Athletics Championship.
Yes, 2 gold medals, 1 silver.
Yeah, 2 gold in Tajinder Pal
Toor and Parul Chaudhary.
Parul Chaudhary in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. Shelly Singh in the long jump.
And so check the video out for the
Yep.
detail, and for the weekend, because you got the Wimbledon final, we'll do some post-match analysis of that as well. So catch us then. Big one coming up in the men's final. I hope it's a classic. If it is, we'll be live on Sports Today and look forward to your company.
Saturday, in the next 15 hours, you may see history being created. Ons Jabeur versus Vondrousova. First ever we may see a female Grand Slam winner from Africa.
Wow.
History on the line.
History on the line.
Lots coming up. Don't be sad that India-West Indies test match is over. I'm sure you're not.
You're not.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. See you.
Bye-bye.